welcome to video 3. In video 3 we are going to take a look at converting within the standard unit measurement system. These are the units that you are most familiar with in the United States. Things like feet, miles, inches, gallons, quarts, those kind of things. So let's go ahead and get started. When we are converting standard units of measure, it's going to be very similar to when we are converting time in video 2. We are going to need to know conversion factors to help us to set up ratios. Now we have listed below several of the standard to standard conversion factors that you might need for this lesson. These will be something that you do need to memorize. These will not be given to you on a mastery check or at the milestone at the end of the year. These are ones that you're going to have to commit to memory, so to go ahead and take some time looking over these and becoming familiar with them. I'm not going to read through all of them because I'm sure that you guys are more than capable of it. We're going to go ahead and jump straight into an example. So we are looking at example 4. We want to know 20 cups makes how many pints. Now, we're going to use the same process, setting up ratios, as we did in time. Now, we are going to go from cups to pints. Now, I'm going to want to use the same process that I used when I was going through in time. I want to go ahead and write at the end what I want my final answer to be in. I want my final answer to be in pints. And I'm going to start with my 20 cups at the top of my fraction and put it over 1. Now if I look up at my conversion factors, I can see that for pints and cups, 1 pint is equal to 2 cups. Remember, to be able to have something cancel out, it has to be on top and bottom. We want to cancel out cups, so I'm going to write cups here. And looking at my conversion factor, I know that 2 cups are going to equal 1 pint. So then I multiply through and I multiply on top. I do 20 times 1 and I get 20. And I do 1 times 2 and I'm going to get 2. And now all I have to do is simplify this. I'm going to do 20 divided by 2 and I'm going to find that 20 cups make 10 pints. And that's my answer. Before I move on to the next page, just want to point out the little gallon man figure here that can kind of help you remember your conversions with the volume, because those can be a little bit tricky. You can see that each of these are represented by different letters. P stands for pint, C stands for cups, Q for quart, and G for gallon. And you can see how much of each unit makes up the larger units by counting how many of them are inside. For example, 1 gallon would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pints. And you can go from there to help you out with your conversion, since these are something you're going to have memorized. Let's go ahead and jump into our last example for this video. We are asked to give how many inches are in 1 mile. Now you'll notice on this one that our little pre-set up problem already has 2 blanks filled in. That's going to be because we're going to need to use more than just one conversion factor in this. Now, we know that we want to go from 1 mile to inches. So we're starting with 1 mile, so we're going to start out with the 1 mile over 1 on top. And we know that we want to eventually go to inches. Now, not many people know how many inches are in 1 mile directly, so we're going to have to take a couple stops along the way to help us get there. What we do know is how many feet are in a mile, so we're going to convert to the feet before we go to inches. Now remember, when we're converting, we need to cancel units by having them on top and bottom. Our mile is on the top, so I want to write a mile on top on the bottom as well. Now, on top, I'm changing it to feet, so I will put a feet there. Now, my conversion factor is going to be 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. I can cancel now my miles, but I have feet, and I want inches. So I need to keep going with my conversions. I need to cancel feet, so I'm going to put feet on bottom, so I have 1 on top and 1 on bottom. And on top, I'm going to put inches, because I know that there are 12 inches in every 1 foot. So I'm going to multiply across the top now, and I'm going to get 63,360. And then on the bottom, when I multiply 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, I'm going to get 1. So I divide the top by the bottom, and I get that my final answer is 63,360 inches. Alright, that wraps up the examples. You guys give the 2 You Try problems an attempt, and we'll see you back here in video 4. See you then.